What are my alternatives to litigation?
There are a number of alternatives, and even once you're in the civil litigation process, you're encouraged to resolve your own case even up to the time that a decision is rendered in a trial. First, you can resolve the problem yourself. Second, even in a case, you're going to have settlement conferences with the judge where the court will actually encourage you to settle and will work with you. Alternatives outside of the court system include arbitration. Arbitration is where the parties agree, either upfront in a contract or later, to actually hire a person to resolve their dispute. Maybe a judge, maybe a good attorney who's going to resolve their dispute and come up with a binding decision that everyone will have to live with. It's relatively quick. I'm not saying it's relatively cheap, but it is relatively simple. Another alternative is mediation. Mediation is becoming increasingly popular, and I will tell you that it works. And it's important to understand that in mediation, you are not being told what to do. Nobody's making a decision for you. A mediator sits as a neutral. His or her job is simply to help the parties come to their own resolution of the case, something that each of them can live with, and they're good at facilitating resolution. I've seen mediation work in a number of cases where the parties were very far apart, and always recommend that people try it. Mostly, I think, throughout the course of a case, any dispute, you need to be creative in seeking resolutions. Be creative in seeking it. It can happen anytime. I remember one case when I was a young lawyer in a high-rise in San Francisco. Parties had been in a dispute for 3 years, over hundreds of thousands of dollars. These were former friends, former partners. They're each at one end of the table, both red-faced, angry, and this is even when they're just $4,000 apart. The tension in the room got very high until one of them said, "I'll flip you for it." They resolved their problem. The point is, there are many alternatives to litigation, and you need to be very aggressive and creative in finding your resolutions.
This trouble tip was brought to you by the Zelmer Law Group, Business and Real Estate Law.
GotTrouble.com, your one-stop legal directory.